so now we have a patient that's newly intubated. Your doc will likely be holding the tube in the patient's mouth wherever it's supposed to be at that point. Have we gotten an x-ray? Maybe we've gotten an x-ray, maybe we haven't. Anyway, so we're gonna go and tape the tube now. So I'm gonna take my first step, which is my benzoin again, and I've cracked it and I, saturated the end here. And you're basically gonna rub it anywhere where your tapes are gonna touch. So if you get too much on there, that's not a bad thing. It'll just look sloppy, but it'll still work. So you're gonna rub that on either side, including underneath their nose and above their lip. Let that dry. That needs to dry completely, otherwise your tapes are just gonna start to come off. So give it a good amount of time to dry. After that, we're gonna put on our first layer of Tegaderm that we talked about. We're gonna take this apart slowly. Sticky side down, of course. And we're just gonna place this on the benzoin, starting between the nose and the lip, and just lay it directly flat down out towards the ears. So we have our Tegaderm down. Make sure it's nice and pushed down in the creases of their face and their nose and their mouth. Okay, so that's your second step. Next step is to put on your thicker tapes here. We've cut 2 of those, and wherever you've put them is fine, but you're gonna take your first set, and it looks like this X. So the top of your X, whichever side you pick, is gonna go in the same place that your Tegaderm just went, and you're gonna make sure that it's stuck really well to the sides of their face. As you can see, the other 2 sides are just flapping right now. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna, one side at a time, this is where you're gonna wrap around your ET tube. So I'm making sure this is adhered well to their face. Then we're gonna get the, she's keeping her finger out of the way, and we're gonna wrap one side first, trying not to trumpet the tape too much so that there's not too much play in the tube. So you're gonna kind of closely wrap this around the tube. And we leave a tiny little tail at the end here where I've folded the tape over so that if we need to take it off, you're not pulling on the tube too much to try and get it free. Same thing with the other side. You're just gonna wrap this around the opposite way. Make sure it's nice and taut on your tube, but you're not trumpeting too much. And then we go all the way up and leave another little tag like this. So that's your first layer of tape. Now, if your patient's paralyzed, you could probably take the finger out of their mouth, but we're just gonna pretend that we need their finger still. So then we're gonna take our second set of tapes, which is the exact same thing. That's gonna go directly on the set of tapes that we have now. And here we do like to tape in the center of the mouth, if we can. If there's a sore or something, you can go to either side, but generally we can go right in the middle. So we're gonna put these ones right on top of the other ones. If you can, you'd like to grip a little bit of extra skin going either way with the second pair of tapes so that you can cover a little bit more skin, making it even safer on there. So now we're gonna do the same thing we did with the other one. We'll start with this side first, like I did the last time, and we're gonna wrap this around the tube. This time you can go a little bit farther up if you'd like to grab more of the tube. Again, folding the edge, go all the way up like this, holding the edge, and there you go. So now your tube is secure. And I would move this out of the way of the baby's nostrils after I was done. But on top of this, all that we use is the additional piece of Tegaderm that we talked about. This one's a little thicker than the initial one, and I cut a little notch out of it to go next to the nose. But if you don't have time for that, no big deal. So now I'm gonna stick this on the baby's face. Of course, it collapsed on each other, but you get the picture. So this is a little short on one end. So this is sticky side down. You're basically covering your tapes, and I like to extend it. This one's folded, but I like it to extend even past the thick part of the tape so that it provides even more protection and grabs more of the skin on the face. So this side was a little short, but you'd like it to go extend past those tapes. And that's basically it.
Thank you.
Yep.